Hello friends, Raul here, delivering your daily dose of stop motion videos and watch repairs. Today on the bench we have the SEIKO 5740-8000 and some special guests, my LEGO minifigures. They will be my tiny watchmaking assistants for this repair. This watch features a linen dial with applied Arabic numerals. I find them really nice and their shade falls really nice on the dial. However, this watch is in a really poor condition. The crystal is really scratched and the movement is not doing so well on the time grapher. But no worries, that makes it the perfect candidate for a restoration video.
Hey there! I love quartz.
Well, luckily this is a mechanical movement with a really nice finishing for such a basic watch.
Hello, this is your captain speaking. I was joking earlier. I repeat, it was a joke.
As I mentioned, this dial is truly special with a linen texture that I find really appealing. I also love that the Arabic numerals are applied, not printed, a subtle but striking detail. As you can see, I started the dismantling process. The first thing to do is to take the movement out of the case and then remove the dial. The dial is really important and must be dismantled ASAP to avoid being scratched or damaged. The next important part you want to remove is the balance wheel. Why? Because it has a really tiny and fragile hairspring that can be easily damaged. And now the LEGO guy is removing the pallet fork, the part that slides back and forth onto the escape wheel. One important thing to mention is that the balance wheel oscillates at 36,000 beats per hour, just like the name of the watch suggests. If you do the math, this is 10 times per second, which is a lot. The high beats per hour allows the watch to have a better accuracy. There are less external forces interfering on the balance wheel due to the higher rotation speed. Of course, there is also a downside. There is a higher tension in the powertrain and therefore higher wear and tear. The dismantling is almost complete. I am now removing the barrel bridge.
Whoops.
As you can see, this kind of work is not for everyone. A lot of practice is necessary to be able to service a watch. Turning to the dial side, the work is quite simple. As the watch has no complications, only the keyless works must be removed. The keyless works is the assembly of parts that allows to change the time. They transfer the movement from the crown to the cannon pinion. This is an overview of all the watch parts, waiting to be cleaned. As I said, this movement is simple, so there are not so many.
Dude, what are you doing?
Well, cleaning?
I think you are missing a bit the point.
Ooh, damn. What now?
Well, I do this as a hobby, so I don't have an automatic cleaning machine. Therefore, I'm using pegwood, a brush and IPA to clean all the components.
This is easy.
It is quite a tedious job as I handle all the parts one by one. Also, there are many jewels that are really tiny. Those jewels must be removed, cleaned and oiled individually. But once you get used to it, it is a quite relaxing thing to do. And by the way, I'm wearing the 61GS that I recently restored. If you want to see the restoration video, I linked it in the description down below. If you are enjoying my videos, a like and subscribe would mean a lot. I've only started repairing watches recently and every bit of support and constructive feedback helps. I also cleaned the mainspring, which is the power source of the watch. The barrel is golden, which is quite rare. I really like how it looks.
Hey there.
Now, moving to the case, I am taking out the outer bezel and the crystal. The metal parts are really dirty, so at first I scrape the dirt with some pegwood. Once the big chunk of dirt is removed, I use my ultrasonic cleaning machine to take care of the rest. I use water with a special cleaning detergent from Citizen, which seems like an extremely slippery soap. As for the crystal, it is extremely scratched. Someone tried to draw a tree on it. If you look closely, you can see two leaves and the trunk. But hey, I have my Lego minifigure which can do magic. As for the case, I will leave it as is. I mean, it is a 50 years old watch that deserves to be scratched. Now it is time to put the watch back. As I explained, I thoroughly cleaned all the components and now I am putting them back in reverse order. For oiling, I am using 4 types of oil and grease. If parts rotate slowly, I use Mobius D5. For the ones that rotate very quick, Mobius 9010. For the pallet fork jewels, Mobius 9415. And lastly, for the parts that get in contact from time to time, such as keyless works parts that I'm now installing, the Molykote grease. Always check the service manual of the watch, as most of the time the oiling instructions are specified in detail. watchguide.co.uk has a great database of those manuals. Also, there is one more point to keep in mind. When it comes to oiling a watch, less is better. A tiny bit of oil is enough. Components of the watch are really tiny, so if you put too much oil, it can either escape and go places, or it can oppose force against the movement of the component. With the barrel in place, it's time to put back the barrel bridge. The Lego guy is back from his British Horological Institute training, so he can handle it properly now. Putting back the train of wheels bridge is always a bit of a pain. In this case, it has to fit on the pinions of the 3 wheels. The issue is that those wheels are not fixed in one position, so they move. You need a lot of patience to have those 3 pinions seated perfectly in their jewels. The movement assembly is almost finished. Now I am installing the last parts. I always get nervous here, hoping that once I reinstall the balance wheel, it will start ticking immediately. I give it a slight wind, and if the pallet fork jumps from side to side, it is a good sign that power is being transferred correctly from the mainspring. Which it does. As you can see, the balance wheel starts spinning right away. After I check that everything works correctly, I am putting back the dial. Then, with extra care, I place the entire assembly back into the case. As always, I am checking that the movement works correctly using the time grapher. The time grapher is simply a microphone that calculates all kinds of parameters, such as gain per day, amplitude, and bit error. And it works really well.
I can confirm.
This is the final result. I really enjoyed working on this watch. Maybe because it is the second time I work on this caliber, so I was a bit more confident. I didn't encounter any issues, and the good clean and the new crystal were enough to bring this watch to its former glory. And by the way, I also did the most extreme testing by taking it with me on my climb on Mount Fuji, and it survived at 3,776 meters. As always, thanks for watching, merci beaucoup, gracias, grazie, arigatou gozaimasu și mulțumesc frumos. And see you in the next one. Cheers!